Question 1. Which of the following is a direct tax? Options: A. Sales tax. B. Entertainment tax. C. Excise duty. D. Estate duty. Answer: D. Estate duty. Question 2. The Narsingham Committee submitted its report to the government on. Options: A. Depoliticizing appointments in public sector undertakes. B. Import and export. C. NPA. D. Banking structure. Answer: D. Banking structure. Question 3. Grants in aid given by the center to the states is meant. Options: A. To cover the gaps on revenue accounts. B. For flood control. C. For boosting agriculture in the state. D. For financing state plan projects. Answer: A. To cover the gaps on revenue accounts. Question 4. One of the distinctions between public finance and private finance is that. Options: A. The state adjusts income to expenditure, while an individual adjusts expenditure to income. B. The state maximizes the general welfare of the public while an individual maximizes his own satisfaction. C. The state has no coercive powers while the individual has. D. The state cannot borrow money while the individual can get loans. Answer: A. The state adjusts income to expenditure, while an individual adjusts expenditure to income. Question 5. Essential services owned and controlled by government is called. Options: A. Public monopoly. B. Public utility. C. Public sector. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Question 6. From the following, which is not a direct tax? Options: A. Tax on wealth. B. Tax on entertainment. C. Tax income. D. Tax on expenditure. Answer: B. Tax on entertainment. Question 7. The term GDP incorporates the economic activity. Options: A. Taking place within the geographical boundary of the country. B. Within the land territorial. C. Within water territorial. D. Within airspace. Answer: A. Taking place within the geographical boundary of the country. Question 8. The name of indirect tax is. Options: A. Income tax. B. Sale tax. C. Corporate tax. D. Wealth tax. Answer: B. Sale tax. Question 9. A tax takes away a higher proportion of one's income rise is termed as. Options: A. Proportional tax. B. Indirect tax. C. Regressive tax. D. Progressive tax. Answer: D. Progressive tax. Question 10. Deficit financing means. Options: A. Government spends in excess of revenue and capital receipt to that budget deficit in incurred which is financed by borrowing from the RBI. B. Difference of total expenditure and income revenue from all sources. C. Difference in borrowing in internal and external resources. D. Capital expenditure on items of public construction, public enterprises and public borrowings. Answer: A. Government spends in excess of revenue and capital receipt to that budget deficit in incurred which is financed by borrowing from the RBI. Question 11. The agency estimating the national income of India is. Options: A. Reserve Bank of India. B. Planning Commission. C. Ministry of Finance. D. Central Statistical Organization. Answer: D. Central Statistical Organization. Question 12. A regressive tax will tend to redistribute income more. Options: A. Equally. B. Equitably. C. Unequally. D. Inequitably. Answer. C. Unequally. Question 13. The effect of deficit financing is. Options. A. Never inflationary. B. Always inflationary. C. Sometimes inflationary and sometimes not so depending on conditions of the economy and the dose of deficit financing. D. None of these. Answer. C. Sometimes inflationary and sometimes not so depending on conditions of the economy and the dose of deficit financing. Question 14. Union excise duties are a part of central governments. Options. A. Tax revenue. B. Capital receipts. C. Non-tax revenue. D. None of the above. Answer. A. Tax revenue. Question 15. Borrowing from capital market is a part of. Options. A. Revenue budget. B. Capital budget. C. Both are and B. D. None. Answer. B. Capital budget. Question 16. Tax on incomes is. Options. A. Indirect. B. Both A and B. C. Direct. D. None of the above. Answer. C. Direct. Question 17. The Indian income tax is. Options. A. Direct and progressive. B. Obsessive. C. Indirect and proportional. D. Direct and proportional. Answer. A. Direct and progressive. Question 18. A restrictive monetary fiscal policy is a good way to deal with. Options. A. Demand shift inflation. B. Any sort of inflation that occurs when the economy falls below full employment. C. Demand pull inflation. D. Cost push inflation. Answer. B. Any sort of inflation that occurs when the economy falls below full employment. Question 19. Progressive tax in India is. Options. A. Income tax. B. Wealth tax. C. Corporate tax. D. Sales tax. Answer. A. Income tax. Question 20. Temporary tax levied to obtain additional revenue is called. Options. A. Fee. B. Surcharge. C. Cess. D. Rate. Answer. B. Surcharge. Question 21. Which of the following does not grant any tax rebate? Options. A. Indira Vikas Patra. B. Public Provident Fund. C. National Saving Scheme. D. National Saving Certificate. Answer. A. Indira Vikas Patra. Question 22. Annual financial statement is another name of. Options. A. Balance of payment. B. Fiscal budget. C. Budget. D. Debt and credit. Answer. C. Budget. Question 23. The need for deficit financing in India arises due. Options. A. Failure of the government to mobilize the desired volume of surplus for the public sector plans. B. The rapidly growing expenditure incurred by the government. C. Neither A nor B. D. Both A and B. Answer. D. Both A and B. Question 24. Development means economic growth plus. Options. A. Price stability. B. Social change. C. Inflation. D. Deflation. Answer. B. Social change. Question 25. Inflation means. Options. A. Increase in price. B. Decrease in value of money. C. Boom. D. All of the above. Answer. B. Decrease in value of money. Question 26. Which of the following is included in the calculation of gross domestic product? Options. A. Personal consumption expenditure. B. Gross domestic investment. C. Purchase by the government. D. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Question 27. In a planned economy, the economic problem of what shall be produced is determined primarily by. Options. A. Computers deciding what consumers want. B. Direction by the government. C. The pattern of consumer spending. D. The independent decisions of entrepreneurs. Answer. B. Direction by the government. Question 28. A direct tax is one where. Options. A. Tax is levied always on property. B. Points of impact and incidence are different. C. Tax is levied on wealth. D. Points of impact and incidence are the same. Answer. B. Points of impact and incidence are different. Question 29. If an economy is in equilibrium at the point where plans to save and to invest are equal, then government expenditure must be. Options. A. Curtailed. B. Equal to government income. C. Increased. D. None of the above. Answer. B. Equal to government income. Question 30. Income tax is raised by. Options. A. Local government. B. Central government. C. Municipality. D. State government. Answer. B. Central government. Question 31. Liquidity trap is likely to result when. Options. A. Rate of interest at its lowest. B. Rate of interest at its highest. C. No change in supply of money. D. When an increase in the supply of money fails to reduce the rate of interest. Answer. A. Rate of interest at its lowest. Question 32. The term Hindu rate of growth refers to the 3.5% per annum growth rate achieved by the Indian economy over the first 6 5-year plans. The term was coined by. Options. A. Chakravarti. B. J. N. Bhagwati. C. Raj Krishna. D. K. N. Raj. Answer. C. Raj Krishna. Question 33. Funds, which do not belong to the government, are. Options. A. Consolidated fund. B. Contingency fund. C. Public accounts. D. None of the above. Answer. C. Public accounts. Question 34. To a layman, investment means putting his money in a financial asset like bonds, fixed deposit etc. What does it mean to an economist? Options. A. Purchase of machines. B. Stock of durable goods. C. Purchase of real capital assets. D. All of the above. Answer. C. Purchase of real capital assets. Question 35. The famous book written by J. M. Keynes is entitled. Options. A. Principles of Economics. B. Law of Markets. C. The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. D. None of the above. Answer. C. The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. Question 36. Deficit financing means. Options. A. Difference in borrowing and internal and external resources. B. Capital expenditure on items of public construction, public enterprises and public borrowings. C. Government spends in excess of revenue and capital receipts so that budget deficit is incurred which is financed by borrowing from the RBI. D. Difference of total expenditure and income by revenue from all sources. Answer. C. Government spends in excess of revenue and capital receipts so that budget deficit is incurred which is financed by borrowing from the RBI. Question 37. Which budget is measured in financial terms only? Options. A. Dominance budget. B. Program performance budget. C. Zero-based budget. D. Central budget. Answer. B. Program performance budget. Question 38. Which of the most important source of revenue to the state government of India? Options. A. Land revenue. B. Agriculture income tax. C. State excise duties. D. Sales tax. Answer. D. Sales tax. Question 39. For which of the following motives for liquidity preference, the demand for liquidity is determined by the rate of interest? Options. A. Transaction motive. B. Precautionary motive. C. Speculative motive. D. All the three motives. Answer. C. Speculative motive. Question 40. The problem of unemployment in rural areas is mainly due to. Options. A. Seasonal and underemployment. B. Frictional unemployment. C. Structural unemployment. D. Technical unemployment. Answer. A. Seasonal and underemployment. Question 41. What is not true for the classical theory of interest? Options. A. Demand and supply theory. B. Saving investment theory. C. Non-monetary theory. D. Monetary theory of interest. Answer. D. Monetary theory of interest. Question 42. Which of the following taxes are levied by the central government and collected appropriated by the states? Options. A. Estate duty. B. Stamp duties. C. Passenger and goods tax. D. Taxes on newspaper. Answer. A. Estate duty. Question 43. Which of the following is not a C4 characteristic of business cycles? Options. A. Recurrent in nature. B. Periodicity. C. Regular. D. Cumulative. Answer. C. Regular. Question 44. Customs duties, export duties, corporation taxes, taxes on capital value of assets, excluding agricultural land of individuals and companies are. Options. A. Taxes and duties levied by the center but wholly appropriated by the states. B. Taxes and duties levied by the center but collected by the states. C. Taxes and duties that accrue wholly to the union government. D. Taxes levied and collected by the union but which are shared with the states. Answer. C. Taxes and duties that accrue wholly to the union government. Question 45. NNP for a given year can be defined as. Options. A. Market value of final goods only. B. The market value of all final goods and services. C. The market value of all final services only. D. None of the above. Answer. B. The market value of all final goods and services. Question 46. Which of the following is not a fiscal monopoly? Options. A. Printing of currency. B. Minting of coins. C. Electricity supply. D. None of the above. Answer. C. Electricity supply. Question 47. Devaluation means. Options. A. Fall in marginal utility of money. B. Fall in printing of currency. C. Risk in black money. D. Fall in the value of money in terms of foreign currency. Answer. D. Fall in the value of money in terms of foreign currency. Question 48. Which one of the following is not directly the concern of the economist? Options. A. Choices relating to location of a steel plant. B. Bargaining between the workers' unions and the employers. C. Effects of a change in money supply. D. Imposition of tax to discourage cigarette smoking. Answer. A. Choices relating to location of a steel plant. Question 49. NNP, net national product, or national income is the money value of. Options. A. Final goods and services produced annually in the economy. B. Annual service generation in the economy. C. Tangible goods produced annually in the economy. D. Tangible goods available in the economy. Answer. A. Final goods and services produced annually in the economy. Question 50. Which plan recommended zero-based budgeting (ZBB) as a step to control public expenditure? Options. A. Fifth plan. B. Sixth plan. C. Seventh plan. D. Eighth plan. Answer. C. Seventh plan. Question 51. The goals of monetary policy do not include. Options. A. Maximum output. B. Full employment. C. Price stability. D. Maximum tax revenue. Answer. D. Maximum tax revenue. Question 52. Which of the following taxes is levied on services? Options. A. Personal tax. B. Value added tax. C. Capital gains tax. D. Corporate tax. Answer. B. Value added tax. Question 53. Recession is associated with fall in. Options. A. Demand. B. Supply. C. Disinvestment. D. Investment. Answer. A. Demand. Question 54. Deficit financing leads to. Options. A. Inflation. B. Capital formation. C. Neither A nor B. D. Both A and B. Answer. D. Both A and B. Question 55. Interest is the reward for pure waiting. Which theory of interest explains it? Options. A. Time preference theory. B. Classical theory. C. Liquidity preference theory. D. Loanable funds theory. Answer. B. Classical theory. Question 56. All taxes come under. Options. A. Capital receipts. B. Revenue receipts. C. Public debt. D. Both A and C. Answer. B. Revenue receipts. Question 57. Gross National Product (GNP) is. Options. A. The total output of goods and services produced by the country's economy. B. The total domestic and foreign output claimed by residents of the country. C. The sum of gross domestic product and investment. D. National income minus national expenditure. Answer. B. The total domestic and foreign output claimed by residents of the country. Question 58. Which of the following are direct taxes? Options. A. Gift tax. B. Income tax. C. Corporation tax. D. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Question 59. Economic growth refers to. Options. A. An increase in per capita income at current prices. B. A sustained increase in per capita output. C. An increase in income and output in real terms and not in money. D. An increase in economic welfare. Answer. B. A sustained increase in per capita output. Question 60. The loanable funds theory of interest is also known as. Options. A. The neoclassical theory of interest. B. The classical theory of interest. C. The real theory of interest. D. The modern theory of interest. Answer. A. The neoclassical theory of interest. Question 61. All revenues received, loans raised and money received in repayment of loans by the Union government go into. Options. A. Public account of India. B. Contingency fund in India. C. Consolidated fund in India. D. None of the above. Answer. C. Consolidated fund in India. Question 62. In the Keynes model above, which is independent? Options. A. Investment. B. Consumption. C. National income. D. Consumption and investment. Answer. A. Investment. Question 63. Net national production excludes. Options. A. Gross investment. B. Net investment. C. Foreign investment. D. Replacement investment. Answer. D. Replacement investment. Question 64. The direct effect of deficit financing is. Options. A. Deficit financing leads to extra money supply, which in turn pushes up prices. B. Demand and supply both increase. C. The price situation comes under complete control. D. Deficit financing leads to extra money supply, which in turn makes market more and more competitive. Answer. A. Deficit financing leads to extra money supply, which in turn pushes up prices. Question 65. The budget deficit refers to the difference between all revenue and expenditure of. Options. A. Revenue account only. B. Increased government expenditure. C. Capital account only. D. Both revenue and capital accounts. Answer. D. Both revenue and capital accounts. Question 66. In India, the states gets maximum income from. Options. A. Sales tax. B. State excise duties. C. Land revenue. D. Agricultural income tax. Answer. A. Sales tax. Question 67. Liquidity preference is the term, which is used to refer to. Options. A. The Reserve Bank of India's shareholdings in other financial institutions. B. The extent to which investors prefer to keep their assets in money. C. The community's preference for a gold-backed currency. D. An inducement to save. Answer. B. The extent to which investors prefer to keep their assets in money. Question 68. Acute inflationary situation. Options. A. Makes savings in the form of bank deposits less attractive. B. Makes savings more attractive. C. Arises due to liquidity trap. D. All the above. Answer. A. Makes savings in the form of bank deposits less attractive. Question 69. Rate of interest is a function of I, S, M, R equals F, I, S, M, L is explained by which of the following theories? Options. A. Liquidity preference theory. B. Saving investment theory. C. Loanable funds theory. D. Modern theory. Answer. C. Loanable funds theory. Question 70. Sales tax is levied by. Options. A. Local government. B. State government. C. Central government. D. None of the above. Answer. B. State government. Question 71. Changes in the standard of living in a country are best reflected in changes in the. Options. A. Social welfare. B. Economic welfare. C. Per capita income at rent prices. D. Per capita income at constant prices. Answer. D. Per capita income at constant prices. Question 72. Which theory is called the neoclassical theory of rate of interest? Options. A. Risk theory. B. Liquidity preference theory. C. A and B. D. Loanable funds theory. Answer. D. Loanable funds theory. Question 73. Funded debt means. Options. A. All government securities which are marketable on the stock exchange market. B. All private securities. C. Shares of companies. D. Kisan Vikas Patris. Answer. A. All government securities which are marketable on the stock exchange market. Question 74. Here are 4 statements about various national income expenditure product relationships. Which one of the following is true? Options. A. GNP less net equals NNP. B. GNP less NFI equals NNP. C. Gene plus depreciation equals NNP. D. GNP less depreciation allowances equals NNP. Answer. D. GNP less depreciation allowances equals NNP. Question 75. The liquidity preference arises due to options. A. Transaction motive. B. Precautionary motive. C. Speculative motive. D. All of these. Answer. D. All of these. Question 76. Which one of the following cannot be influenced by budgetary policy? Options. A. Power of private monopolies. B. Balance of trade. C. General level of prices. D. Regional distribution of employment. Answer. A. Power of private monopolies. Question 77. What is not true of the modern theory of interest? Options. A. Neo-Keynesian theory. B. Hicks and Hansen synthesis. C. Monetary theory. D. Is LM curves analysis. Answer. C. Monetary theory. Question 78. Which of the following is known as monetary theory of interest? Options. A. Loanable funds theory. B. Modern theory. C. Liquidity pie efference theory. D. Saving investment theory. Answer. C. Liquidity pie efference theory. Question 79. Which of the following is deducted from gross national product in order to estimate net national product? Options. A. Depreciation. B. Compensation of employees. C. Expenditure on buildings. D. Expenditure on raw material. Answer. A. Depreciation. Question 80. A budget is the summary of options. A. Proper allocation of resources. B. Income reallocation. C. Resource reallocation. D. Revenue and expenditure. Answer. D. Revenue and expenditure. Question 81. Which budget in India is passed separately? Options. A. Airlines. B. Railways. C. Defense. D. Atomic energy. Answer. B. Railways. Question 82. Revenue deficit in India is. Options. A. Negative. B. Positive. C. 0. D. None of the above. Answer. A. Negative. Question 83. Which of the following is not a selective credit control measure? Options. A. Rationalizing of credit. B. Open market observations. C. Changes in the statutory liquidity ratio. D. A and C. Answer. D. A and C. Question 84. Which of the following are among the major determinants of the interest rate in the Keynesian theory? Options. A. People's desire to hold money and to keep their wealth in liquid form. B. The available stock of money. C. The intensity of speculation on the stock exchange. D. The value of gold and silver on the world's markets. Answer. C. The intensity of speculation on the stock exchange. Question 85. National income differs from NNP at market prices by the amount of. Options. A. Current transfers from the rest of the world. B. Net indirect taxes. C. National debt interest. D. It does not differ. Answer. B. Net indirect taxes. Question 86. How many motives for demanding money has been given by Keynes? Options. A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4. Answer. C. 3. Question 87. National income is based on. Options. A. Total production x prices. B. Rent plus wages plus interest plus profit. C. Domestic income plus NFI. D. All the above. Answer. D. All the above. Question 88. Capital deficit in India is. Options. A. Positive. B. 0. C. Negative. D. None of the above. Answer. A. Positive. Question 89. Multi-currency basket means. Options. A. Relationship with World Bank. B. Currency plus coins. C. Number of major international currencies to which the external value of the Indian rupee is linked. D. None of the above. Answer. C. Number of major international currencies to which the external value of the Indian rupee is linked. Question 90. Corporate tax is imposed by. Options. A. Local government. B. Central government. C. State government. D. Both central and state government. Answer. B. Central government. Question 91. Who gave innovation theory of business cycles? Options. A. Pigou. B. Point 1. A. Hobson. C. Schumpeter. D. J. Tinbergen. Answer. C. Schumpeter. Question 92. Which of the following assumptions is not correct in relation to Hicks' theory of business cycle? Options. A. The equilibrium of the economy is influenced by changes in consumption and investment. B. Fall employment is the ceiling of expansion. C. Autonomous investment increases at some constant rate even during depression. D. Accelerator remains operative in all phases of business cycle, but the multiplier stops operating during depression. Answer. D. Accelerator remains operative in all phases of business cycle, but the multiplier stops operating during depression. Question 93. Fiscal policy is related to. Options. A. Exports and imports. B. Public revenue and expenditure. C. Issues and circulation of currencies. D. Monetary control measures. Answer. B. Public revenue and expenditure. Question 94. Public finance is said to be. Options. A. Science of taxes and pending. B. Science of demand and supply of money. C. Science of money and cost. D. Science of income and expenditure. Answer. D. Science of income and expenditure. Question 95. Generally tax on production are. Options. A. Indirect taxes. B. Both A and B. C. Direct taxes. D. None of the above. Answer. C. Direct taxes. Question 96. The Finance Commission is appointed every. Options. A. 7 years. B. 6 years. C. 5 years. D. 3 years. Answer. C. 5 years. Question 97. Which of the following is correct regarding the gross domestic savings in India? Options. A. Contribution of corporate sector as largest. B. Contribution of government sector as the largest. C. Contribution of household sector as the largest. D. None of these. Answer. C. Contribution of household sector as the largest. Question 98. Gross national product is greater than gross domestic product when. Options. A. NFI from abroad greater than 0. B. NFI less than 0. C. NFI equals 0. D. NFI equals -1. Answer. A. NFI from abroad greater than 0. Question 99. Taxes raised are credited into. Options. A. Consolidated fund. B. Public accounts. C. Contingency accounts. D. Private accounts. Answer. A. Consolidated fund. Question 100. Which is the primary indicator to recognize a country's rate of economic growth? Options. A. Increase in the per capita income. B. Setting of more industries. C. Rate of growth in national income, more exports. D. None of these. Answer. C. Rate of growth in national income, more exports.